Charles-Bonnet syndrome, and these are visual hallucinations that patients with things such as glaucoma or macular degeneration may experience. One of the challenges we face when talking about visual impairments or visual deficits is that we often can't tell when someone has visual impairment or visual deficits by just looking at them outwardly. So it often comes down to that individual being comfortable sharing about his or her vision. When we talk about children, they often don't think to tell us when they're experiencing certain symptoms because they just sort of assume that the rest of the world sees the same way that they do. One story I often tell is about a lecture I gave to a school one year, and the teacher went home, was sharing over dinner about the lecture and how I talked about double vision, and her son said, "Oh yeah, sometimes I don't know which football to catch." And she was just floored that her son was experiencing this intermittent double vision, but he never thought to say anything because he just assumed everybody else experienced the same thing. And then when we talk about the elderly population, we may have a situation where initially someone doesn't say something because they just sort of assume it's part of the aging process, when in fact it may be something that's treatable or something that is better managed when caught early on. Then we also have situations where sometimes we have a known visual condition, but the subsequent symptoms that the person experiences are unfamiliar, and so they don't feel comfortable talking about it. One of these is something that's called Charles-Bonnet syndrome, and these are visual hallucinations that patients with things such as glaucoma or macular degeneration may experience. And in these cases, the brain essentially fills in the missing visual space. And it may be filled in with people or animals or things that aren't there. It may make things look distorted. They may experience colors or other geometric patterns. And often patients are reluctant to tell friends or family members that they're experiencing these things because they feel like it makes them sound crazy. And so I always ask that question to patients when I have them in the exam room is, do you ever see things or people that aren't actually there? And it's helpful because then I can get them to understand that this is an expected part of what's going on with their vision, and their family members are able to now understand what their loved ones are experiencing as well.